Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, salutations, welcome, all that other stuff. Oh, let's sort this out. It's I'm having a bad hair day. Ooh, somewhere around there will do. Yeah, that's a little more comfortable. So, hope everyone had a good week. I had a busy week. I've probably done more than I would have done if I'd had a week at work. Uh, how you doing, Sammy? Good to see you. Um, yeah, it's a busy week for me. Got a lot done. Got let down by someone who was supposed to be delivering stuff and they didn't. And I've not heard back from them, despite having gone down the contacting customer service, blah, blah, blah. So, remains to be seen. When I go on, it's 10 o'clock my time to leave the dog park every day. Sounds about right. That's I've been doing the 6 till 8 UK time slot for donkey's years. Used to be D did 5 till 6, then I did 6 till 8, and then Joseph did 8 till 9. I forget who was on 9 till whenever. But yeah, it was basically a complete run through the whole day of fish tube. Obviously, various people have fallen by the wayside or just don't go live, or Happy Mother's Day. It's not Mother's Day in the UK. That was months ago. And there's only one kind of mother I am, and it's not the good kind. Uh, yeah, well, I know America's always somewhat behind when it comes to these things. You catch up at one day, don't worry. As a country, you've got a lot of growing up to do. You're kind of in the rebellious teens phase at the moment. You'll get things figured out. Hopefully before you get another civil war. But there we go. So yes, busy week. My birthday was in the middle of it. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing to myself. Yeah, quite a lot gone on. I mean, the thing is, I don't know when Mothering Sunday started. Be interesting, because if it started before the US was a thing, then it'd be the US has got it wrong. But if it started after, because it does kind of sound a bit like a Hallmark day, doesn't it? So, yeah. What matters is that there is one. And personally speaking, it would be nicer if it was like later in the year, so I didn't get all the various things I got to buy people at the same time. But basically, for like Mary, the kids, Mother's Day, everything, birthdays, all that kind, and Christmas runs from the start of December through till March, and then there's nothing else for the rest of the year. Just gonna have to go and grab a drink because I forgot to grab a tinny, and it wouldn't be Sharpe. Oh, can't hear you. Well, I can't possibly do a live stream without a tinny. Oh. yes, it all gets kind of expensive at the same time of year. And then I literally kind of just got back, just recovered from all that. And then this week happened. Oh well. Well, sorry. Yeah, there was lots of sort of housey, worky, gardening-y, laundry, opticians-y, lots of that kind of stuff going on. Main expense being the opticians, I won't lie. That did make me clench slightly. Let's see. Ooh, that's better. Yeah. Buying new glasses. There's a reason. Hey Brian, how you doing? Hope your back's okay from the gardening. Going in the pocket and get the dog in the car. Might probably explain why I have a British guy in my pants. just let me know if you're talking to a pretty lady, and I'll try not to burp loudly or say anything flirtatious. He survived it. Yeah, well, I was kind of hoping to have some. Well, probably not muscle sprains or strains. I was hoping to have done more yesterday than I did, but I was let down by something not being delivered. Pardon me. Yeah, I ordered the bark on Monday. It was supposed to be here yesterday, and it didn't turn up, and they didn't even bother to tell me it wasn't going to turn up. And they still haven't bothered to tell me it's not going to turn up, and they haven't given me a reason, or they just randomly rebooked delivery for Friday, which I'm kind of annoyed about, obviously, because I think I'm off this Friday, so it's not too bad, but it means I've got to hang around all day because I've not been given a delivery time. You just know they'll turn up just as I've fallen asleep for a nap. Anyway, yeah, so I was expecting that. No, it's B&Q, so being delivered direct from store. And yeah, so it's their store, their vehicle, their staff, so no tracking as such. I mean, hell, I've had way more, way more information about an order from Temu for less than half the price from the other side of the world than I have from something from a shop 20 miles down the road. I worked it out. It's 20 miles and 6 turns to get to my house, and that's going to take longer than it will take stuff to get here from the other side of the planet. Yay, British customer service. Howdy, Monka. Sunday is now complete. Really hate Amazon. Don't have live traffic. Delivery time between 8 and 10. And you can tell I'm European because I see 22 and I instantly think 10. When times are concerned, anyway. Yeah, I don't mind it with Amazon because at least it's generally next day. Especially if you make sure to look that it is a Prime thing and it says next day delivery before you click buy now. Because I've made that mistake a couple of times. So what I tend to do is I'll order stuff like the morning, the day before, obviously, but to have it so that the delivery day is the day I'm off work. And my Amazon pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's like the slightest knock on the door, and then 2 seconds later they've gone. But yeah, my doorway isn't visible from the road, and they just leave the parcel there. There's more than once I've got up and I've gone to go outside, and oh, there's a parcel. Oh, we just found out about the TV license. Yeah, I don't pay that because I don't watch the television. And ever since I cancelled it, they keep sending me letters, and they keep trying to send people around. They call them like officers or wardens or bailiffs, whatever. They're just salespeople. They have no rights. Because they can't get it through their thick skulls that I don't watch television. But you need a TV license. No, I don't watch TV. But you need a license. I don't watch TV. I sure as hell don't watch the BBC either. No, I don't watch iPlayer. I don't watch any BBC content. But you still need a TV license. No, I don't. Do you watch live streams on YouTube? It has been known, yes. Well, you need a license for that. No, I don't. Yes, you do. No. No. The TV license is there to pay for the BBC. You don't actually need one to watch ITV Channel 4 or Channel 5 or any of the other Freeview channels that aren't anything to do with the BBC. But yeah, that's one of my latest gripes. My biggest gripe is I did cancel it, but they kept taking the money anyway. And it was a few months later that I looked at my bank statement. I was like, hang on, why am I still paying TV licensing fees? So I called them up. Like, well, we put it back on because you need your TV license. No. No, don't make me come down there. Yeah, the TV license was originally there to pay for the BBC because the BBC does not have adverts. There is no advertising on the BBC. Well, I mean, there's advertising, but not commercial breaks. So if a show that would be an hour long on US TV would be usually 55 minutes on UK TV, but on the BBC it would be 42 minutes. Yep, the US gets 18 minutes of adverts every hour, minimum. Then you get the Superb Owl, and yeah. So yeah, TV license, not a fan of. And I haven't even got a coax cable plugged into my TV. Anyway, that saved me £15 a month. Yeah, I know it don't sound a lot, but you can get it half price if you're registered blind. I should bloody hope so. If you can't see it, you might as well just listen to the radio. Pardon me. And yeah, it's like some of the streaming services, they start out as, pay your subscription and there are no adverts. We'll not have any adverts. And then the adverts start turning up. And it's like, well, if you pay for a premium subscription, you'll still see no adverts. And then the adverts start turning up because they realize that it just doesn't work. You need more money coming in than you get from subscription fees. Or you have to put the subscription fee up so high that nobody wants to pay it for what, a channel. Anyway, yeah, so did gardening stuff. Put up the video about where I had got to with the garden. It's a bit further on now, obviously. So I recorded that a couple of weeks ago, maybe. Yeah, got rid of the holly tree. That was interesting. I cleared out as much of the growth as I could vertically, which meant up to about 7-8 foot, or maybe 7 foot. And then I sawed the top of the tree off level with the top of the fence, which is 6 foot high, and then basically had to catch half a holly tree in one hand. Oh, thank God I did it carefully. And yeah, so no injuries, nothing got damaged other than the tree, obviously. But yeah, that's now a little stump and all gone. Well, it's all still here, but it's all chopped down and gone because I filled the green bin up very quickly, or the brown bin, sorry. So yeah, the brown bin is now completely full of holly tree. And I've got 2 sort of 6 foot long logs of holly sitting out the back. So what else do we do? Yeah, went to the opticians finally. Is that Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, and I just wandered in there to see if they got any. Wandered in to make an appointment. Or when would you like it? Or as soon as possible. You don't go to these things to book an appointment 6 months ahead, do you? And luckily they had a cancellation that day, so I got in the same day. And I went from hoping to just go in there and make an appointment to going in there, making the appointment, having the eye test, and all the other palaver they do these days. Getting measured up, choosing frames and choosing lenses. Now I went for no designer names. Well, the lenses technically are, but so I went literally one up from the bottom priced frames. The Aquatic News Network. Tommy, how you doing, you spexy beast? Speaking of specs. So yeah, I went for the one from the lowest price frames because the lowest price frames were hideous. They really were ugly. Well, they might have worked well on some people's faces, just definitely not on mine. I mean, these have got a fair bit of lens above the arm, but the ones that they had were like up here somewhere. It was like my entire eyebrow would have been behind the lens. And then it didn't come down very low either. So like, hang on, it's like it's like they put the arms on upside down almost. But yes, I went with them, and then I went for one up from the cheapest lenses, but wangled them for the price of the cheapest lenses. So we got some. So I went for the Zeiss ones in the end, and got them for the price of the no-name ones. Problem was, I now need varifocals or bifocals, and as I'm short-sighted, Bifocals ain't going to work. If I was long-sighted or far-sighted, I could go with bifocals because the line where you got the two parts of the lens, I wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be all out of focus. But because I'm short-sighted, nearsighted, very nearsighted, that would be in focus. I would be able to see the line all the time. So I had to go with varifocals. So yes, sign I'm getting old. And I shall pick those up end of next week, probably. My prescription has come down, as in strength, but it's still fairly ridiculous. And it's different on each eye, and it's different at long range and short range on each eye, and one eye still isn't straight. So yeah, so I think I did pretty well, all things considering, to only come out there £285 lighter, which is about $350, I think, at the moment, something like that. And then, yeah, the saga of the bark not turning up. But that did mean that yesterday I did have basically a chill day for the first day all week. And then, yeah, today saw Mary, got my birthday stuff, got my prezzies. Oh, had a good clear out and tidy up in the man cave and started doing a little bit of modelling. But it's proving to be a bit of a pig because I keep having to change between these glasses, no glasses, and a pair of cheap reading glasses that I got. Depending on how far. So if I'm like sitting there and I'm reading the instructions, which are sat on the bench, or doing something on the bench, I leave these on. If I'm doing something a little bit closer, I've got to take them off. And if I'm doing something detailed, I've got to put the reading glasses on. Not fun. So hopefully the varifocals will fix that. Because hopefully, because Mary bought me a couple of models for my birthday, so along with cake, chocolate, Stilton nibbles, algae wafers, pipe stand, and posh pipe tool, not the the nasty sheet metal one I have been using when I have a proper one, so I can carry this around and if I get stopped by the police, they'll think I'm carrying a knife. No, it's for my pipe. What? This will probably not show up, but actually, if I take it out of the reflective sleeve, it might. Oh, it's still reflective. Right. Does it open? Kinda. Right. So, earlier this year, the Royal Mail issued a set of stamps, which I do every now and then. I've done all sorts of different types. This is a somewhere around there, a UK Myths and Legends set of stamps. You can use them to send letters and things, but I'm not going to, obviously. So limited edition. And what you might notice if you do look closely, because I just spotted this, somewhere around there. That's the king's head on the stamps, not the queen's head. It's taking some getting used to having a different face on money and stamps. It's been the same Queen's face on all the money and the stamps and everything, basically throughout my entire life, and now all of a sudden, it's changed. Those there, and on the little mini cutesy Gundams, Gundam, whatever you want to call it. That's a little cutie one, sort of caricature. And then for some bizarre reason, I hate. Probably because I'm doing it from behind the box. I can't actually see where the box is. There we go. Got a big Gundam as well. And some algae wafers, because algae wafers are always good. Because, you know, the amount of algae wafers I go through is no joke. So yeah, another sack of algae wafers, chocolate, truffles, well, chocolate truffles, not truffles, cheese, cheesy bickies, cake. No Robotech, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, I'm not complaining in the slightest about what I've got. I've not seen Robotech models for years. I remember seeing them in the model shops when I was a little kid, and they always looked so awesome that I could never afford them at that age. And plus, they looked really complicated, and 7, 8-year-old me was quite happy with a 172 Airfix Stuka or Spitfire or something, not a 160th scale giant mecha robot thing that I'd probably have just messed up. But yeah, if I saw Robotech, I'd probably be tempted to buy one. I think they were made by Hasegawa, if I remember correctly. Or as certain people who can't pronounce Hasegawa say Hasegawi. Why it ends with an A? Why would you put an E there? I don't know. Like the people who call Dolmio sauce Dolmero sauce. Ends with MIO. Where are you getting ERO from? Huh? Yeah. Some people. I know it's a different language, but it's really not that difficult. It uses the same letters, and they're pronounced fairly similarly. Yeah, but you've got to remember, I am old and a nerd. And I was probably building model kits, and I was happier in a model shop than a toy shop from the age of about 5 or 6. Because most of the time you get a toy and you play with it for like 5 minutes. But then, I mean, I was a single child, my only child. So I'd have my toys, but got no one to play with them with. So you sort of do whatever, and it's like, well, that's done now. Next. A model kit was, at the time anyway, was cheaper and kept me occupied for a lot longer and taught me basic motor skills and how not to cut myself with a Stanley knife, how to deal with the headache from the fumes from the glues and the paints I was using. Speaking of headaches, we're just going to have bad hair. I do apologise. Yeah, the old cartoons, Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets, and G-Force. Yeah, I mean, yeah, G-Force is what G.I. Joe was called in the UK. Quite why, I have no idea. Yeah, Battle of the Planets. But I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of those things, like, yeah, they made the toys of them, but they also made the models of them. The problem is the models are usually pretty shocking, which means that these days people don't want to buy the model of it, they want to buy the toy of it to paint up like the model, because the toys are actually better quality, better detailed, and fit better. Howdy, Ricky, how you diddling? You get that with movies as well, though, don't you? Especially at the, should we say B movies and be polite, where it will be the same movie but just have a different poster and a different name. But then if you get the DVD or Blu-ray and watch it, it'll have the original title still on it. And you're like, hang on, that's not the title on the box. Oh, Ricky's in bed sick. Hopefully nothing too serious. After morning, Flatbed. How you doing? That is a good name. I like that name, Flatbed Aquatics. Food poisoning. Oh, God. Self-inflicted, or did you reheat the chicken in the microwave again? Or eat the leftover chicken the next day? Just don't eat chicken or pork or fish. Although I tend to find the best option is to not have leftovers. Ate some bad Subway. All Subway's bad, Ricky. Come on. It's meat and cheese related products in a cake. And it's not fresh. They make this thing about being fresh. It's freshly prepared. None of the products are fresh. The dough was made somewhere else and pre-shaped. It's just defrosted and stuck in an oven to cook. The meat, the veg, whatever goes in it has been sat in those tubs on that counter for God knows how long. There's no such thing as a good Subway. Plus, it would be cheaper to just buy a baguette, some butter, some cheese, and just make yourself one. Probably quicker as well. And yes, you do butter the bread. If you're making a sandwich, you put butter on the bread. Or whichever kind of spread you use, butter, margarine, or can't believe it's not butter. Or, yeah, only thing that's fresh, and that's only freshly made. It's not fresh. And then it's not technically bread. As, they can't actually call it bread in the Republic of Ireland legally. They can call it a sandwich, but they can't call it bread because it's got so much sugar in it, it qualifies as cake. To which the rest of the world goes, why the hell are you putting sugar in bread? Bread's not meant to be sweet. Bread is a simple thing to make. It's flour, yeast, water. It's flour, yeast, water, maybe a bit of olive oil or something just to help things along. That's it. That's all it needs in it. It doesn't need all the preservatives, the bleaching agents, the added vitamins and minerals. Because if you don't bleach it, you don't take out and destroy all those vitamins and minerals that were in it. Yeah. Just eat whole grain bread. So it was. I watched quite a few videos of like either American reacts to stuff about UK or Europe, or they then go down the rabbit hole and they start trying the foods as well. And when you see an American trying English bread or French bread, and they're like, wow, this tastes amazing. All you got to do is put butter on it and it's amazing. Yeah, that's what bread tastes like, mate. Potato bread. Irish. just don't try lava bread. Yeah, flour, yeast, a little bit of lard and water. Yeah, lard, oil, whichever. Just a little bit of some kind of fat to help things sort of gel, as it were, loosens things up a bit. Yeah, exactly. Because it's got what it needs in it. It's bread. Howdy, prodigals. Greeting, salutation. Yeah. I mean, even the UK shop bought bread, ready made. Well, I say ready made, it's all ready made, isn't it? The stuff you buy in a packet from a supermarket. That's not the greatest. It's okay. The standard basic range at 75p a loaf. Then you get like the more name brands like the Warburtons and the Hovis and the Kingsmill, which are usually around about double the price, and they aren't better. Don't get me wrong, they are nicer, softer, fluffier. But then you go to the baker in town and you get a freshly baked farmhouse loaf, and you just slice inch and a half thick chunks of slices off of it, lather it with butter, and just nom 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 nom. And before you know it, you've eaten a whole loaf of bread. And you need a damn good nap because you're in a food coma. Actually, I've got bread that's in a packet that will have the ingredients on. Let's see just how bad it is. There we go. Sainsbury's thick wholemeal bread, bog standard, 75p a loaf. Ingredients: wholemeal wheat flour, rapeseed oil, salt, yeast. Yeah. That's all it needs in it. Admittedly, it goes into a bit more on like what's in the wholemeal flour, bran germ, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But it's just wholemeal flour. Yeah, and that's how bread should taste. You taste of bread. Did anyone do the? I say experiment, the one at school where you, what was it, middle school I did it in, or primary? I think I did primary and middle school. Where you get a flower pot, terracotta flower pot. You mix up some bread dough with flour, yeast, water, and a little bit of fat. You pop it in the flower pot, and then that goes in the oven. Right. Real simple, and then you get to eat the bread that you've made. Yeah, it kind of shows you just how simple making bread actually is. The hardest part is kneading it, because you just have to, the more you knead it, the better it gets. And it's also why most bakers have arms like Popeye. Unless they've got automatic kneading machines, which is kind of cheating if you ask me, but number of food items I refuse to eat here in the US. I thought my grandparents had. The fly won't eat it, and why not? Yeah, and there are certain ones that mold won't eat either. We've all seen the pictures of the McDonald's cheeseburger that's been hiding under someone's car seat for 5 years, and there's no appreciable mold or anything on it. It just looks a bit stale and dry. If bacteria aren't interested in it, then it can't be doing me much good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't eat processed food. Of course I do. We all do. Let's be honest about this. Much as we might like to just eat pure, fresh ingredients, all organic, blah blah blah, we can't afford to. It's rehydrate it, and you're good to go. Yeah. Don't tell Ricky that; he'll find one and give himself food poisoning again. Mind you, probably wouldn't get food poisoning from it. Velveeta. Mm-hmm. Ricky's experiencing that at the moment. That's what happens when you eat Subway. Mum calls me a picky eater. You're the picky eater? Can't believe they call this cheese. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where eggs in the chiller and cheese on the shelf. Wrong way round. We were discussing eggs the other week. This whole washing and treating them so, the way American eggs are processed versus the way European eggs aren't. The egg comes out the chicken's butt, rolls along a conveyor belt, or it's in a coop and it lays it in an egg box, and someone has to go along and collect them. The most that will happen is someone will pick off any excess feathers or just rub off any excess poop, and then they go into the egg carton, and then they get shipped off. No chilling, no refrigerating, no washing. And yeah, we don't all have salmonella because, we don't eat the shell and we cook them. Yeah. And our eggs are a lot cheaper because they don't have to have all that stuff done to them. Eggs aren't cheap anymore by any stretch, but that's not because of the eggs. It's because of everything else. Cost of fuel's gone up, so the transport costs go up. Cost of warehousing goes up. Cost of wages goes up. So everywhere down, every little bit down that chain goes up in price slightly, and the price ramps up at the end. Stopped buying eggs after me and mum built a chicken coop. Yeah, you can't beat fresh eggs. I mean, it's apparently, and because obviously I've not had American eggs, but people who have had both say that English or European eggs taste a lot richer and have a lot more orangey yolk, but also just farm fresh eggs where the chickens are just eaten whatever. Yeah. They're given some food, but they also scrap about and eat all the bugs and whatever else they're eating as they're going about their daily business. Yeah, those eggs taste even better. So yeah, and they're not that much more expensive either. So that is the thing now. It used to be that farmers markets, they started out fairly cheap because it was just farmers getting rid of excess stuff that they couldn't sell at the supermarkets. Ever tried duck eggs? Yes, duck eggs are awesome. What we call free range eggs taste better than the ones in the store. Have a lot to do with that. Yeah, diet and lifestyle. We've even got an egg company in the UK called the Happy Egg Company because all their eggs are free range from happy chickens. And it's weird that if you treat the animal that's producing your food nicely, it tastes better. If it lives a natural life. Yeah. It's something that always kind of struck me as odd is that I hear about the US, oh, it's grass fed beef. I'm like, what other kind is there? Howdy, are we there yet? Have I ever tried Cadbury's cream eggs? Of course I have. I have had many, many hundreds of Cadbury's cream eggs over my life. And I've even had them deep fried in batter. And even I can only eat one of them. A friend that eats emu eggs, I'd suggest they probably eat one egg at a time because I think more than one would probably be a bit too filling. But yeah, I've not had an emu egg, but I'd quite like one. Oh, and boiled eggs, by the way, the yolk should be runny, not hard. If the yolk is hard, that means you're making them for egg mayonnaise or to go in sliced in sandwiches. If you're boiling eggs to eat them, the yolk should be runny. Uh, Howdy, Greg. How you doing? Let's see, 3G, Greg. Done some boiled eggs. Because if you're going to have boiled eggs, you top them off, put them in the egg cup, take the top off. It's got to be soft inside. It's got to be runny yolk, because otherwise, how are you going to dip your soldiers in it? You toast your bread, toast it, butter it, slice it up into narrow strips, and then you can just dunk it in the egg yolk. Yeah, that's a special breakfast. I know it sounds really basic and dull, and you're like, ugh, how boring and British. Yeah, when the bread tastes good and the egg tastes good and the butter tastes good, you don't need more. The only way I'll eat my eggs is scrambled with a little bit of cheese on top. Yeah, I don't mind scrambled eggs. I, but yeah, I'll eat eggs anyway. Boiled, fried, scrambled, poached. I won't eat them raw. I'm not that stupid. And I have eaten a raw egg. It didn't stay down very long. It went down, it came straight back up. Too much like eating oysters. Now, have you ever done that one where, and this is going to sound gross, so if anyone's eating, I'm sorry, but where you go and you get a really big ball of gunk goes straight down the back of your throat, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's eating oysters, raw oysters. That's what that is. Basically, it's the same. Oh, or raw egg. It's basically the same thing. Bloody horrible. And how many neon eggs you need for caviar? Oh, geez. Oh, I wouldn't want to be the one collecting them. Let's put it that way. Tanks, yeah, they're all doing okay. Did have the accidental male limia that was in that tank decided to jump out the other day. Not helpful, but you know, I'm not short of a few limia, am I? Let's be honest. And one of my adult female Amicus splendens kicked the bucket as well. So don't. So I'll leave oysters. When it comes to seafood, I'm usually very careful because I have had issues in the past. And once you've had seafood related food poisoning, you're very susceptible to it. So I do enjoy a jar of pickled cockles every now and then, but that's or freshly caught ones at the seaside. Plenty of vinegar and a bit of salt on them. Not that you really need the salt because they're pretty salty themselves. The only problem with eating cockles is the sand, because you end up crunching bits of sand in your teeth. But yeah, freshly caught, because if you keep them long enough for them to pass out the sand, chances are you're going to get ill. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a picky eater. I'll try most things, but there are quite a list of things I will not eat. Fruit. I don't eat any kind of fruit at all. The closest I'll get is like a lemon drizzle cake, because I like the taste of lemon. I don't like the taste of most. It's the whole. It's just texture, and it's like if you eat an orange, you go, you get the orange juice, and then you've got this nasty pulpy mess in there. Not even a Terry's orange. If someone buys me a Terry's chocolate orange, I'll eat it, but I'm not a fan of Terry's chocolate or chocolate orange, to be honest. I find Terry's chocolate is, I don't know, it's weird. It doesn't taste chocolatey enough for me. It tastes like those cheap Christmas chocolates you get, like on the tree, where you got the little like Santas dangling. You know, like basically it's just cheap chocolate wrapped in foil. Tastes like those kind of chocolates, and they don't taste good. I mean, it's not as bad as American chocolate, because that just tastes of vomit. Only fruit I'll eat is bananas, apples, oranges, pineapple. I'm not old, I'm 36. Oh, thank you very much, but add a considerable amount of years onto that. Thank you very much there. Yeah, next year I'm 50. Let's put it that way. Yeah, young buck at 50. Yeah, I mean I'm basically the second oldest person where I work. I've got colleagues that call me dad. I'm the one that people come to when they have a problem, and not necessarily a work related problem, like a home life related problem, or they're having a bad day and they need someone to talk to. I'm the one they come to, which is really weird for me. Yeah, exactly. And I had a lot of miles. My chocolate will beat your chocolate up here. Oh no, it won't, Jesse. If you've not had proper European chocolate, oh boy, Kenny, I like the way you twerk it, no diggity. How's it going, Kenny E? Don't like the taste of chocolate. You're weird, Ricky. Everyone loves chocolate. And it might just be that you don't like the taste of American chocolate with the butyric acid added to it, which is why it tastes and smells of vomit. That is a hangover from World War II, where they added the butyric acid as a preservative so the chocolate wouldn't go off in the heat of the Pacific. But the problem is all the soldiers came back being used to that flavour, and that's what they wanted, so they kept doing it, and they still do to this day. Although, again, no, we get Reese's and Hershey's and that over here. They're bloody horrible. I refer you back to my comment about the Terry's chocolate oranges, the cheap, nasty chocolate. Although, at least now, Donald has done one good thing. The price of American chocolates is going to go even higher. So they will sell even less of them. Because it'll be like, do I buy this little bar of Reese's or do I buy this big bar of Cadbury's? Do I try the really cheap and nasty chocolate or do I go for the basic entry level? Been a while, quite the hippie. Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? I mean, it's been several years, but it just keeps falling out from the front. That's the problem. And it'll get to the point where the bald patch and the forehead meet up, and then it'll just be a skullet. But while I've got hair, I'm keeping it. Keeps the sun off my neck so it doesn't go red when I'm out in the garden. Okay. You can carry on looking professional and presentable, Kenny. I'll keep looking like a scruffy oik because I can't do professional. Chocolate has a chalky taste. That's because it's cheap chocolate. Again, far too many ingredients. And I bet they're probably using skimmed milk or milk powder in it rather than actual full fat milk. Let my hair grow for 2 months and the hair touching my ears drove me crazy, so I cut it back. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that one I'm kind of used to. Don't mind the chases going on with bristle noses. They're getting horny. There will be eggs tomorrow, no doubt. Fine, move that way. Yeah, there's Spotty chasing Bertie all over the place, trying to get her in the cave. Yeah, there are stages with hair as you grow it out where it gets annoying. There's one where if you use it really short and then it starts getting a little bit and starts tickling on the top of your ears, that can be annoying. Then you get to the point where it's not long enough to like tie it back, but you can't necessarily be bothered to gel it every day, and it just gets a length where it just either starts getting in your eyes or just does like a sort of whiffs up over your ears, so it sort of starts curling upwards. Then you get to the point where it just starts tickling the back of your neck. That's a bit annoying, but by then you can tie it up and get it out of the way. But then you get the worst one, which is when I've had it before when I was younger, where it gets really long, and you wash your hair, you come downstairs, you sit down in your chair, and you go to tilt your head forward or lean forward, and you're because you're sitting on your hair and you can't move. And you have to like semi-stand up, pull your hair out from behind your backside, and sit back down again. That's not good. The other one was when I worked in the chicken factory, and I had to wear a hairnet and a hard hat, and I basically had to coil the ponytail up on the top of my head like a Mr. Whippy, like an ice cream, jam the hairnet on, and then the hard hat basically just sat on the top. I've not cut my hair in 3 years. I think I've cut it twice in about 20. Now there was a stage where I did have short hair for a couple of years, but I didn't like it. It just needed cutting all the time. Just a pain in the butt. But if you just let it grow, you don't need to get a haircut. Simple as that, really. But yeah, I got around the issue with the hairnet and the hard hat by growing a beard, because then it meant I got to wear the snooty thing instead, because I had to have my beard covered. And then I just tucked my hair down the back of the overalls and job done. And as someone did point out, well, if one of my hairs fell out onto the chickens, anyone would notice it, because it'd be about 3 foot long. But you'd notice it from a mile away. Don't do the man. No, not going to do a man bun. No. I tie it back in a ponytail or I leave it loose. That's literally, it goes, yeah. Why am I trying to balance my pipe in my lap? I've got my pipe stand. So yeah, it's either loose like this or it gets tied back like that. And then, yeah, just, well, that is long enough now that it will. Should rock a mohawk. I have done, Kenny. I've done the mohawk and I've done the faux hawk. The faux hawk was when I did have my hair cut shorter, and it got a bit longer on top because side's shorter than the top. And I was like, hang on, and yeah, I had the faux hawk down the middle. But now it'd be like that long, like front to back. It'd kind of be pointless. I had all the weird hairstyles when I was younger, as we discussed before. As ye metalhead, I'm actually going to use my new pipe tool for the first time. All set for the mullet. Hell no. I am not doing the mullet. I mean, apparently they're fashionable again. Whether it's ironically, I don't know, but yeah, I see lots of young guys with mullets and really bad moustaches. It's like they decided to grow a moustache, but they're not really capable. So it kind of looks a bit like they got face mange. I mean, it's like this, yeah, I had a shave this morning, but before that, I hadn't had a shave for 2 weeks. So I basically had a full beard. Um, and the fact that most of it's white these days doesn't help. But if it had still been black like it used to be, I would have been full bearded. But you see him, and it's like the patch here, and there's a patch missing there, and there's another patch missing there, and you're like, really, dude, you've not grown enough facial hair yet. Skull is where we're going to end up because it is falling out. So we'll eventually I'll be bald on the top and just leave the back and the sides to do what I like. Every grey hair is a battle scar to be worn with pride. Yeah, I wouldn't mind too much, but I mean the facial hair going white does just mean if I grow a beard, I'm going to look like Santa. But I'd rather the head hair had gone white and facial hair had fallen out. I mean, yeah, this is I'm getting salt and pepper now and in the hair, but you know, I've had the white patch in the back since I was 15. Yeah, now if I grab it, pull it around, you might see there is somewhere in there. Usually one of the longer bits. There's a bit of it. Blonde, well, white. It's grey. And that happened literally overnight when I was 15 and I knocked myself out for the first time. Knocked myself out, gave myself a concussion and woke up with a white patch at the back. Weren't the best day in my life. And that scar was above my hairline and it's now there. It was like a good half-inch above my hairline and now it's a good half-inch below the hairline. Yeah, as I said, I'm nearly 50, so bugger it, I don't care. And I'm going to grow old disgracefully. Dang it, it's spotted. Back to work. Don't work too hard, Kenny. Have a good one. Remember, they don't pay you anymore if you work harder. You're young enough to be my very hard to explain little brother. Yeah. But there's a young woman I work with, and we have very similar senses of humour, fairly similar mental states. We've both got dark hair. We're both kind of metalheads. And she calls me work dad. And she is of the age where it is possible. She's not my daughter. She knows who her dad is. But yeah, it's apparently I'm more like her dad than her dad is. To look at and to talk to. So yeah, it gets. We have had customers confuse us for father and daughter. No, no, that is nothing to do with me. Don't blame me for that. I've done plenty in my life, but you can't blame me for that. And if I've done it, I'll take the blame for it. It's like the people who fart and they go, "Oh, it wasn't me." And like, well, there's only two of us here, and I know it weren't me. Last girlfriend had to phone his daddy. Yeah, I've been called that. I just find it really weird and creepy. Just like, ew, ew, not good. Although give it a couple more years, it'll be granddaddy probably. Oh jeez, yeah. There's probably ain't going to be a huge amount of time before one of Mary's kids has kids. Then I will be a grandfather. Well, I won't because we're not married, but I'll probably have more to do with the child than the actual grandfather will. Um, Actually, while I was clearing out the man cave this week, I did find something that will give a clue to how old I am and how long I've been smoking for. Yeah, back when I used to sell tobacco in tins. And because it's in grams, that means it was a military one as well. Yeah, the old Players Navy Cut Deluxe, when deluxe was spelt as two words. Yeah. So that one's got the pipe backy in. Ugh. And that's the one with the rolling backy in. And I couldn't resist the humour of having my tobacco in a coffin. It just fits my sense of humour perfectly. The thing that's going to put me in a coffin, in a coffin. Love to have kids, but I can't. Oh dear. Sorry to hear that, Reggie. You can always adopt or foster. There are a whole bunch of kids in the system, whichever country you're in. There are a lot of kids that need a family. I always just put it like that, and I was one of them. I was fostered as a child. Probably explains a lot. And I'm glad the laws on who can foster these days has changed. They're a lot stricter about who they allow to do it, which does mean there is a shortage of foster parents. But, the rules have been made a lot stricter over the years because of things that were happening back in my day. Some of which happened to me, not the well, technically I had physical and mental abuse, but didn't have the other kind of physical abuse, if you know what I mean. I just got beaten. Maybe had I started pretending to enjoy it, they would have stopped. Yeah. Um, no, sorry. I can, but I don't want to have kids. One reason I waited so long to start dating, like my late 30s, mid to late 30s, was when I actually started looking for love. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, because I didn't want kids. But then I found someone and they had kids, and they were little kids. And all that really proved to me was I don't want little kids. My married kids were teenagers when we met, so that's easy because you can just speak to them like people and sit down and have a sensible conversation about things. Whereas little kids don't tend to understand so much or don't have the control of their emotional state. and I can't be dealing with all that. So yeah, give me teenagers. I mean, the thing is, we got off to a good start first time I met them. So I think they were. They, I think we all were, a bit nervous about it. Like, how's it going to go? What's he going to be like? What are they going to be like? All this kind of thing. And yeah, I just let them be them. I didn't try and make them do things my way. So we did what they wanted to do for the first meet, because why wouldn't you make them comfortable? Then we went for a McDonald's because they wanted Mackie D's. Fair enough. My shout. And I did the thing you do with the straw, where you tear the end off and you and blow the paper off the other end of the straw. Well, it hit Adam square in the middle of the forehead, which caused everyone to laugh. And was like, oh, he's got a sense of humour. He doesn't take everything too seriously. He's actually fun to be around. And yeah, so it's not like we hang out and we chat every day or anything like that. We, hardly speak really. Howdy, Mufti. Don't worry about it. We all got lives to lead. Yeah, so we get on just fine. When we have to, we don't have to. They know they can. I'm here if they want to talk. Not a problem. If they want to pop over, they can pop over. They're what, 24 and 21 now, so 24 and 20, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, 21 and 24 now. So yeah, they're adults. They're living their own life. I don't need to get involved. Just as long as they don't expect me to wear a full suit and everything at any weddings. Just one more tank, I promise. This was a present from Mary, to go with some of the other fishy related ones. The most recent one was, I googled my symptoms and it turns out I just need more fish, which is true, because I've got one tank that's completely empty, and one that's got 3 clown plecos you never see, rarely see, a whole bunch of wild type cherry shrimp, which are basically fully camouflaged, and ember tetra. So I want to add something else to that, but I don't know what. Like my stepdad's got a good sense of humor. Yeah, and that's what you want. You don't want a step parent. I mean, I don't qualify myself as a stepdad. I'm their mum's boyfriend. That's just, basically that. But yeah, you want someone who's got a good sense of humour, who's not going to try and make you conform to what they think. And again, that's my upbringing, is my foster parents trying to force me to be in this pigeonhole that they thought I should be in, which was so not me, it's unreal. They wanted someone who was fully religious and respected their elders. Well, I do when they would deserve respect. Someone who would do what they were told all the time without questioning it. Someone who didn't read. Someone who didn't have a mind of their own. They didn't want any of that, which is what I am. And that's why we really didn't get on very well. and why I had to pretend to be something I wasn't for like 7 years. Need a shirt like that that says just one more movie. If you go on the likes of Redbubble, Etsy, uh, all those kind of things, then yeah, you'll find one that says that, no doubt. Scotty to hurry, question everything exactly. Yeah, question everything. I mean, there are certain things don't question because you just screw your head up. Because there are certain questions you cannot answer. These are the great philosophical questions of all time. Things like, why am I? Not why am I this, why am I that, just why am I? Yeah, don't, because you just melt your brain trying to figure that one out. More stuff in common with the stepdad and did with the real dad, which means you probably get on a lot better. And I don't wish to put my nose in or get personal. But that to me sounds like your mum has made a better choice second time round. Time goes by, the more and more I think we're in a simulation. One that crashes every few minutes. Yeah. Yeah, updates. And whoever's in control has got a sick, twisted sense of humour and a relatively short memory because they keep doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Speaking of which, at least they have a sense of humour. Yeah, there is that. And if you want proof that whoever's in control has a sense of humour, is your president. That's got to be a joke, surely. Albert Einstein said, don't always believe what you read on the internet. Exactly. Make of that what you will. Good old Albert One Stone. Actually, no, a stein is a glass. Albert One Glass. Yeah, don't believe what you read on the internet. Yeah, definitely check more than one source for any piece of information. I always do, unless I trust the source of that information. Merritt, my darling, how are you? Thank you very much. Yes, I'm catching you up in the years department. Mwah. Big hug and a smooch. Always good to see you, my dearie. Yes. 1 year closer to 50. No, it was annoyingly it was Wednesday, so smack in the middle of the week. So yeah, because I had shall we say bowel issues last weekend. I didn't see Mary last weekend, so I got my prezzies this weekend and my cards and stuffs. Yeah, it's something I tend not to celebrate overly. I'm not massively fussed about it. The older you get, the less you care. It's like, thanks for reminding me. Got to the point where Well, admittedly, I didn't get any joke cards. Mr. Grumpy, he hiding. Oh, oh dear. Oh, well, pop Mr. Judgmental back in his place, and then move the card out of the way so Marek can see. Oh, there he is. So 60 this year. I told my wife I don't want to do anything, just enough. Yeah, the older you get, the less you want to know about it. And yeah, as you can see, the amount of limia that are in there, they think they're getting fed. But yeah, he's been floofing about still. Zacky boy, putty cat. Yeah, he was rubbing around my legs the other day and had a snooze. And yes, I did have to be very careful when I was digging over the back garden, because I didn't want to accidentally dig him up. Also, Shadow's been making herself known as well this week. But that's probably because I've been messing about in the cave a lot, and that's where she tends to spend a lot of her time. So I've had a little Shadow peeking at me around the top of the stairs, and no worries. Enjoy your time at the DP with the ladies. Give the doggos a fuss. Yeah, it's yeah, birthdays, they suck. Don't get old, people. And I've got to say, I wasn't necessarily a huge wow, it's birthday when I was a kid. You're like, oh, I get presents. Oh, great, I have to go and see all these other people. Oh, great, I'm expected to have a party and a lot of people and then have fun. Great. Thank you very much, Ricky. But yeah, it's just not my thing. People are overrated, exactly. Well put, Marek. How have you been lately, anyway, my dear? Are you all better again? Got over COVID dose number 23? Back not giving you too much grief, I hope? Although we both know why the back issues. Yay, COVID-free Marek. That's what we like. Happy and healthy. Well, as happy and healthy as can be. Had buried dog last month, and last week had to bury a cat. Well, keep an eye out, Ricky, because chances are dogs not so much, but cats do tend to hang around. So he's what, 4 years now, I think, and he's still around. Don't do people anymore. Yeah, it's usually for the best. I try not to people any more than I have to. There was a works meal the other week. They didn't even bother inviting me because they knew I wouldn't go. I'll go dinner time. Chicken wings going to be messy. Okay, have fun. Enjoy your small pieces of meat filled with bone. I'm not a fan of chicken. Well, I don't do chicken at the best of times, but chicken wings, no, definitely not for me. Well, I do, however, have to go and use the little boys' room. I will be back very shortly. I'm down like a yo-yo today. That's better. I feel lighter for that. Oh, trying to do a diamond painting. Tired. Oh dear. Right, if you're tired, you know what to do. Have a doze, have a nap, or just go to bed, whichever suits. You know my theory on that. If I need a sleep, I need a sleep. Now I've got an itchy nose. Yeah, it's yeah, no thanks. Hopefully, once I've got the new glasses, I should be able to do the things like the modelling and the painting without any issues. Without getting a screaming headache. And walk a day that actually met people who wore me out. Yeah, I get that. At least you know not to do that route at that time again. And there is that to it. That's why I like doing my bike rides, is because generally there aren't people that I have to interact with, unless unless I decide to go into a shop to get something to eat and drink, and then yeah, I can deal with I can deal with the shop. Which is why most of the time when I go on bike rides, I go to places where there aren't people. You know, like ye olde woods or old churches and things like that, where I don't have to people. Because I know it sounds weird that I don't do people very well. That sounded wrong, didn't it? I like my own company. I like a lot of me time. Oh, typical. Run out of bloody papers. And then I work retail. Where basically 24 hours a week I have to people. Not been to an LFS in over a year. Oh dear, that is a long break. I've not been for a month or two now. We all love a good nap. You can't beat a nap. And that's the thing with me having been off this week, holiday, not ill. I've been having double nap days. A morning nap and an afternoon nap. I mean, generally, I've been doing quite a bit in between said naps, but you know, naps need to be had. Just going to grab a pack of CD papers because the pipe is finished. Oh, pardon me. And I don't know if you can hear the birds outside. That's just sparrows tweeting away. Because they're nesting in the ivy just by the back door. So are blackbirds. So it might be baby blackbirds. But I think that sounds more like sparrows. I did see breedy behaviour with the goldfish in the pond again the other day, so we might have more baby goldfish soon, which would be cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it once garden's sorted. I can hear him, so I know the spring has sprung. Spring has been sprung for quite a while, it has to be said. We are now in, I mean, it's definitely summertime temperatures. Most of this week has been what I would call nice and pleasant for doing stuff. Not in the low teens. But the last couple of days it's been up into the 20s again. And I think Monday, Tuesday is supposed to be warm again, and then Wednesday starting to cool down. Yeah, it's just that time of year where you'll get a warm snap and then you'll get a few days cooler and then it'll get warmer again. And yeah, but as I say, I think we're going to have to go and put some water on the petunias in a bit once we're done here. In sickness, yeah, if you're ill, you just sleep as much as you need to. I've been there, done that with food poisoning. Lucky found my bed before I hurt my head on the table. Oh, bless you. Well, you go get in bed then. And I would say I'd join you, but don't want to get myself in trouble. So what I'll do is I'll tuck you in. There you go. Give you a kiss good night. There you are. I think I can get away with that one without getting in trouble. Mary knows I'm a hugger and a flirt, so it's all good. Don't you go yes sir in me, Missy. You start doing that, I'll start having other thoughts. I'll try. It's probably best I don't. Oh, I'm sure she loves you too. Yes, I will tell her you said hello and sent her a hug. And also, before you go, fist bump to Chris. So that weird British dude is giving him a fist bump again. Just kind of weird. One of my colleagues' daughters got to wake up. Oh, that's not going to go down well. But I've known this colleague for donkey's years, and I've known her kids since they were ickle cool. Good. That's right, Dale. I wish we could have like 4 days rain. And so, yeah. So when this colleague's daughter comes in to work, she gets a hug. And it's not me going over to the teenage girl and going, come here. The teenage girl comes to me. It's not me being weird and creepy. It's her wanting a hug. I saw her out and about this week while I was doing some shopping. And she was with her school friends. So I said, hello. Like, don't worry, I'm not going to give you a hug in front of your friends. I'm not going to embarrass you like that. So thanks. No doubt next time I see her, I'll get a big hug. She's like 13 people, so don't go getting the wrong idea. I've got older teeth. Hell, I've probably got older boxer shorts. Actually, let me think of it. I've definitely got older socks and older jeans. Definitely older shoes. Hell, because it was actually the same opticians I went to this week that I went to the last time, these glasses are older than she is. And they're showing it because it's kind of weird because like the front frame is steel. The sides of the arms are brass, and like those bits are brass. The bits in there are steel. Very strange amalgam of metals they've used. The new ones, I think, are stainless and plastic. They do look a bit more modern than these ones. And they don't look anywhere near as bad as the reading glasses I've got myself, so I can actually do modelling. So it's just going to be getting used to the varifocals and then getting used to wearing different glasses. And people said, oh, the thing with varifocals is because you got to remember to look down when you want to look at something close up. Is the way they work, is you look straight ahead and you got your long range vision. You look down to read and stuff. I'm like, well, that's not going to be a problem because for months I've been going under my glasses anyway. So I'll probably be looking under them going, no, you don't need to look that far down. Tilt your head down a bit. Right, there we go. Yeah, hopefully I get on with them okay and I don't need to do 2 separate pairs of glasses, one for long range, one for close up. Because that really is an old person thing. Having separate glasses for different things. Plus, I just know I'd forget. I'd be like doing something on my tablet and then go, oh, right, time to leave for work. Get ready and end up at work and go, oh, crap, I've still got my reading glasses on. I can't see anything more than a foot away. Or I'd do that other thing of keep losing my glasses. which is one reason why I've got a pair of cheap reading glasses for when I'm up in the cave now. Oh no, I've got them down here. But there's no point in putting them on because I can't see what I'm looking at when I've got them on if it's more than about 6 inches away. So, you know. But yeah. What else? So yeah, garden is proceeding according to the plan, apart from the problem with delivery of the bark. Fish tanks are all doing okay. I'm healthy, work's going okay. Mary's okay, kids are okay, cats are happy, dogs happy. Yeah, pretty much everything covered and sorted, I think. So if anyone's got any questions, stick them down in the comments right now. Oh, in the chat, not the comments. Because if you've not got none, then I'm going to beggar off and water my petunias and then probably eat something. Is it a bit late in the day to be eating a chunk of Stilton? Possibly. I don't mind weird dreams during a nap because that's like for an hour. But weird dreams overnight, that could be a bit of an issue. Getting to where I need reading glasses to read everything. Yeah. I mean, I've had glasses on my face basically permanently since I was 8.5. So for over 40 years, I've been wearing glasses. And it's like the last couple of months, it's got to the point where and usually it's doing something on the tablet. I've been doing looking under the glasses at the tablet screen to see it. And then I give myself a headache because I'm constantly looking down, so I take my glasses off. And it's like, that's fine, I'm doing something on the tablet. But I'll usually have something playing on the TV or on YouTube on the TV at the same time. Because then I go to look up and I can't actually see what's on the TV. I can't read the clock. And yes, I know the time is at the top left corner of my tablet screen, but I'm old. I look at a clock or a watch to tell the time, not a device. Got about 8 pairs of reading glasses that I can't find. They'll randomly turn up. Because you put them on to read something, then you take them off because you finished reading it, and then you just leave them there. Guarantee there'll be a pair in the shed. Always is. But yeah, cases like that, yeah, just buy the cheap ones because then it doesn't matter if you lose them. And quite how they make them so cheap, I don't know, but probably because they sell them by the thousand. And then probably made somewhere where manufacturing costs are really low. But yeah, they're round, and I hadn't realised that if I wear round glasses, I look even more like Harry Potter. I'm just glad I haven't got a big scar up my forehead. So yeah, it would just be nice to be able to see normally at all ranges, and that's kind of what I'm hoping will happen. Yes, they wanted to sell me all kinds of different coatings to go on them. Blue light filter, UV filter, anti-glare coating, auto tinting, blah blah blah. I'm like, no. I don't need the UV coating because I usually either I'm usually indoors or I have a baseball cap on, or if I'm outside for any length of time, it's usually because I'm on my bike and then my helmet has a clip-on visor that, you know, is basically a giant pair of sunglasses, and it is UV blocking as well. Just gonna look. Okay, so while I've been streaming, we now have bristlenose eggs in the cave. Because, yep, there's Bertie there who's got a sunken belly. She's looking a bit empty underneath. And Spotty is there wafting. So that means on Friday I shall be decaving wrigglers. Oh joy. Yeah, another 150 odd bristlenoses to find a home for. Oops. Guess I'm going to have to sell some then, aren't I? Anyway, if we're all done, then I'm going to leave it there and go grab myself something to eat and chill out for a bit and water the petunias. So yeah, there's probably not much chilling out going to be involved. I'll put that down. But thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks for those birthday wishes. Get well, Ricky. And anyone else who's feeling a bit under the weather or iffy. Have a good week. Stay safe. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. And bye-bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Hello Debs do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do. Try doing that in one breath.